Hi guys, it's Miss Simon. So I wanted to make this video today to help you guys out with science. So remember these past couple days we've been talking about distance and time. Yesterday we talked about time, and then on Tuesday we talked about distance. Remember, distance is how far away something is. So how far away something is from you, and then time is how long it takes to do something. Okay. And we use both of those things to calculate speed. Okay. And speed is what we are going to talk about today. Okay. And we need both distance and time to calculate speed. So I'm going to share my screen. Remember, if I highlight it, make sure you put it down in your notes. All right, so how fast do you go? The word speed describes how fast or how slow you go. So go ahead and put this down in your notes, please. The word speed describes how fast or how slow that you go. So speed describes how fast or how slow you go. Well, there's lots of ways to figure out how fast or how slow you're going, okay? One thing that we use, and I'm sure you guys have seen these in cars before, in your parents' cars, okay? This is called a speedometer. The speedometer tells us how fast, how many miles per hour the car is going, okay? If you think about it, all around town, all around any streets, okay, you always have the miles per hour sign that tells you the speed limit, okay? That's another form of speed, miles per hour, the speed limit sign that tells you how fast that you need to be going. So again, speed describes how fast or how slow you go. All right, so objects with more speed can move a greater distance in a set amount of time. So that's why the fastest runner reaches the finish line first. So that makes sense. If you have a greater speed, you're going to be going a greater distance in a certain amount of time. Okay, if you're going faster, you're going to get there faster. So what that means is we've related the distance you're running to the time that it takes. Okay, if you're going a certain distance and you're going in a less time, your speed is going to be greater. So this makes sense. Go ahead and put this down in our notes. Objects with more speed can move a greater distance in a set amount of time. So the greater the speed, the more distance that you are traveling. All right, moving on. Now, that means if your speed is greater, then you're going a farther distance. The reverse is true. So if you have less speed, you're going to be moving a shorter distance. Okay, so go ahead and put that down in our notes. Objects with less speed move a shorter distance in a set amount of time. And that's why it takes longer to move somewhere if you're walking than if you're running. If you're running, you're going to get there a lot faster than if you were walking. Because when you're walking, okay, you're moving at less speed. And this picture here, I'm sure you guys have heard of the story of the tortoise and the hare when you were a little kid. Okay, remember the tortoise ended up winning because we learned the theme of slow and steady wins the race. Okay, but I'm not here to crush your childhood dreams, but in reality, the tortoise didn't win. Okay, your hare won because your hare is going at a greater speed. So the hare is covering a greater distance because it is going a greater speed. Now, don't go and tell your younger siblings that the tortoise actually didn't win and the hare is better. Just know that for all purposes, if we're talking about a science, the hare is going to win because it's going at a greater speed. So, objects with more speed are going to move a farther distance. Objects with less speed are going to move a shorter distance. Man. So we can calculate speed. If we're given the distance or we're given the time, we can calculate mathematically what the speed of something is going to be. okay? Because distance and time work together to calculate speed. So go ahead and please, this formula is very important. Speed is distance divided by time. Speed is distance divided by time. And obviously we know our fraction bar means divide, okay? So it is written like this as an equation. Speed equals distance over time. Speed is distance divided by time. Well, if we can calculate speed, okay, if we're given all three of these things, that means we can also calculate distance and calculate time. It's just going to be a different formula. So if we're trying to find the speed and we're given the distance and the time, we can find the speed. Well, what if we're trying to calculate the distance and we're giving the time and the speed? We can calculate the distance as well as calculate time. But those are two other formulas. So go ahead and put these other two formulas in your notes. So distance is going to equal speed times time. So distance is going to equal speed times time. And then the last one we're going to look at is if we're trying to find time and we're given the speed and the distance. Time is going to equal distance divided by speed. So we have three formulas here that we can work with, guys. We have speed is distance divided by time, distance equals speed times time, and time equals distance divided by speed. And it all depends what we're given in the equation to see which one that we need to calculate, okay? The one that's the most important here is going to be speed, distance divided by time. So let's look at this equation. If I'm moving 10 meters in 5 seconds, what would my speed be? Well, my distance is 10 and my time is 5. So 10 divided by 5 is going to give me my speed, which is going to be, you should say 2, okay? 10 divided by 5 is 2. So that's going to be 2 meters per second. All right, moving on here. All right, the next thing that we want to look at is our units, okay? Because it's not just 2, it was 2 meters per second, okay? And how we got that was we got our distance unit over our time unit, okay? So speed is the measure of distance divided by time. To express speed, it's expressed as follows: distance per time. So whatever unit you're given for the distance, it's that distance unit per the time unit. So go ahead and put this down in our notes. Units of speed. And it's going to be distance per time. It's going to be whatever our unit is. So for example, if we are given a distance in miles and a time in hours, our unit of speed is going to be miles per hour. If we're given a distance of feet and a time of seconds, our unit of speed is going to be feet per second. And if we're given a distance of kilometers and a time of hours, our unit of speed is going to be kilometers per hour. And we can continue on with this. What if our distance was meters and our time was seconds? What would our unit of speed be? If our distance was meters and our time was seconds. You should have said meters per second. That would have been our unit of speed. All right, so let's do some more practice when it comes to finding speed. Remember, speed is distance divided by time. So on a bike, you ride 30 meters in 5 seconds. What is your speed? So 30 meters divided by 5 seconds is going to be what? If you said 6 meters per second, you are correct. Remember, it is the distance unit per the time unit. So 6 meters per second, B. A baseball is thrown 26 meters in 2 seconds. What is its speed? So I have distance of 26 meters, a speed of 2 seconds. So 26 divided by 2 is going to give me, you should have said D, 13 meters per second. Again, distance unit per the time unit. Which of the following is faster, a block or a baseball? So if I threw both of those things, which is going to be faster? If you said a baseball, you are correct. Which of these is the slowest? A walking man, a running track star, or a speeding car? The slowest. If you said a walking man, you are correct. A. If you slide a book which moves 6 meters in 2 seconds, what is its speed? So I have a distance of 6 meters and a time of 2 seconds. So 6 divided by 3, that's going to, or 6 divided by 2, that's going to give me, you should have said 3 meters per second. Good. All right, so that is it for today. Okay, just a reminder, remember that speed is distance divided by time. Okay, and when we are calculating speed, we do we're using our unit. Okay, our unit is distance per whatever our time unit is. Hope this video was helpful. I'll see you guys later. Bye.